All right, we continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, Dylan Michaels. We are hanging out in Lake Tahoe, American Century Championship, and one of the best, if not the best weeks of the year. It's on my calendar. I go out of my way to do what I can for Chad Boger 51 weeks out of the year so that from time to time he'll say, hey, Jason, you good for Tahoe this year? I don't know, Chad. Let me check my schedule. Oh, that's right. I've already got it blacked out. Yes, I am. I am good for Tahoe this year. Joining us from American Century, fantastic company, and 26 years as the title sponsor of this tournament. Jonathan Thomas, CEO of American Century Investments. Jonathan, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Jason, Sterling, thank you guys for having me. I could not be happier. This event is going as well as it possibly could have. You can hear by my voice, I've been running a little deep at night, but it's amazing, and the energy here. The positivity, the family environment, and it just keeps getting better every year. I know you guys were hanging out last night at the karaoke event, so you can judge by yourselves, but I don't think there's nowhere else in the world you can go and see what happened there.
Yeah, and it's it's 26 years now.
Yep.
And last year was a 6-year extension that was signed with American Century with this. I mean, which is awesome because the tournament where it was, and then American Century took over with the title sponsor, and now we see the tournament what it is today. And it's as well of a run tournament as you could possibly have. And I think it speaks to, if you can run a golf tournament this way when it's not what you do,
yes.
Imagine how well you can run your business and what you do for your clients and the community and giving back and everything that American Century stands for.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up. I wear a lot of American Century shirts. People see it, and the first thing they say, 9 out of 10 people, is, oh, you guys have the best golf tournament ever. I'm like, yeah, it is good. It's very special, but the other 51 weeks a year, to use your quote, we actually run $250 billion of assets. We service clients around the world, and we help people achieve their financial objectives, whether it's saving for college, funding retirement, IRAs, and we have mutual funds, ETFs, private investments. But this is the event that puts the brand on the radar for everybody, for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I've talked about it when we come out here, and we talked with Eric Schneeberger a couple of days ago. And there are some times when we go places and it's like, all right, we're going to promote this thing because we want to talk to this person. But this is one of, if not the most or easiest promotion for me, a great Kansas City company, and to talk about and sing the praises of American Century, because I don't know how many companies would take 40% of the profits and say, how can we give back? Think of any business and almost cut those profits in half and say, yeah, but we need to do something else besides just lining our pockets. How do we help out the community, charities, Stowers, how do we give back for medical research, for cancer research? And without that, we're talking about $2 billion less of medical research without American Century.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up the Kansas City thing. You guys probably have noticed over the years we've gotten rid of every other radio station there is here. The only radio station left is you guys.
I've noticed that, and to say I'm appreciative would be an understatement.
But and it does over-index. This entire event over-indexes to Kansas City, and I always try to give your listeners some insight on different matters. But yes, our model's very unique. Our owner set it in place many years ago. Really through our capital structure, and now on an ongoing basis every year, over 40% of our profits fund medical research, which supports the Stowers Institute, which is also headquartered in Kansas City, which supports about 550 scientific professionals doing this life-saving work and discovery work. It's really a really virtuous circle, and it's so cool that you're here, Stowers people are here, we're here, and then we're having this incredible, I call it a golf tournament. I think that's an injustice. It's much more of a party with some golf mixed in out here, and just loving every minute.
Well, and I think the promotion of it is important, because my first trip out here to American Century, I think it was like 2007 or 2008, and I didn't know much about American Century other than it was a Kansas City company. And it was back when there was the comedy night. There were comedy, and it was the night where I can't remember his name, but it bombed. And Rascal Flatts came up and saved the night, right? And that was, I think that's where sort of the karaoke kind of got started a little bit. But you guys had a video presentation, and there's all this I had no clue about. Like, I'm like, what? They're giving all this stuff, like the promotion of it, which is why I love talking about it, because I think people should be aware of companies that are more in line with a higher calling rather than just, hey, we've got our clients and we need to take care of them because without taking care of them, we can't give back.
That's
right.
That's exactly right. And literally, I know this sounds hard to believe, but first of all, being the CEO of a company where everybody has come to work there with a conscious decision that knowing that 40% of the profits are going back to medical research creates an amazing culture, an incredible workforce, and it inspires people. It inspires people to do extraordinary things every day to delight our clients because they know if we win new business, retain existing business, get additional business, all of it's going to make this world a better place for us, our children, and our children's children. And that sort of mission-driven culture is very, very hard to find, but it creates a highly impactful organization. It's why we're one of the biggest asset managers in the entire country.
I know you went out and played a little golf on yesterday.
Yes.
First off, how'd you shoot?
So I played really well on Wednesday.
Good on Wednesday.
I love it.
Yeah, I played really well Wednesday. Yeah.
This year you played with Trevor Lawrence. What was the decision between deciding to pair up with Lawrence right there?
So one of the things I try to do, in order to be in this tournament as a celebrity, you got to be one of the best in your field at what you do. So whether that's a comedian, a news anchor, an actor, or an athlete, you got to be among the very best. But then on top of that, I really want you to be a good person. I want you to be kind. I want you to be generous. I want you to be philanthropic. And this has turned this entire event into a very family-oriented, collegial environment by doing a screening process through that. This was Trevor's first year. He's 24 years old. He just signed a $275 million 5-year contract, most of it guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I thought, I want to know firsthand what he's like.
That's cool.
Is he going to be, very few people could handle the fame and the fortune and the success he has. But I got to tell you, he's as grounded and as humble and as kind as you can possibly imagine. We had an incredible experience with him. A bunch of my high school friends from Shawnee Mission South are out here. He went and talked to all of them, made their day. He's a real pro. And it was a true honor to play with him.
Well, it's funny. I learned a lot about Trevor Lawrence on Tuesday afternoon. So Monday night we get into Reno, and we're getting ready to catch the shuttle, and we're talking to the lady, and she's like, "Oh yeah, meet me over at Carousel 2, and we'll get the shuttle set up. But I've got to get the shuttle for this guy behind you. His plane was delayed. They lost his luggage and everything." And I turn around, and it's Trevor Lawrence.
Oh my God!
And so I didn't say anything. I'm like, "Oh man, that sucks." So we see him on Tuesday out here, and he's on the driving range, and we're done with the show. We're walking over, and we walk over and we go, "They finally get your bags?" And he stopped on the range, and he came over and talked with us. He's like, "Got my golf clubs." So golf clubs. He's like, "Everything I'm wearing, I bought today."
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And he just hung out with us for like 10 minutes talking about the losing the bags. He's like, "They're supposed to come in tonight, but maybe tomorrow." And his wife and their stuff and it was. And I think we've had like 10 conversations with him at different times throughout the week that he's come up and like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Which is pretty hey, you're a member of the media. A lot of times athletes are like blinders. I'm just going to walk this way, but he's every time we've seen him, he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?"
Well, that's the other thing too that I think has worked well by having only one radio station here. They used to what I'll call avoid Radio Row because once they got there, they got pulled down by everybody.
Yeah.
Having one, they actually like it, and they all know it's a Kansas City-based firm, an 810, that you guys dominate the space, and so they're eager to get the story out. But I'm very, very happy to hear he was as humble and as authentic with you guys as he was with us.
He
He wasn't just putting on for the CEO of American
Yeah,
Century.
that's exactly what I mean by that comment. Yeah,
Absolutely.
So it was a tryout for him, and I think he passed. He's good.
Yeah, and the
absolutely.
reality of it is you can't play golf, even though it's only 4 hours with somebody, and not start to get a good sense of their character.
That's a good point.
And he's a real gentleman.
Yeah, I don't play golf with Sterling anymore because of that. That's a great point.
That's because you're tired of losing.
That's right, too.
It's expensive.
Jonathan Thomas is our guest, CEO of American Century. Karaoke night is just a blast. And we were joking with Rob Riggle earlier that Travis Kelce is filming a TV show, gets on a plane, lands, gets in a car, comes to karaoke night, and kills Whitesnake and wins the karaoke night last night.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I love how he lives his life. He's going back to character. He makes everybody around him happy. He radiates positive energy. He and I were texting all this week, and he's got a lot going on in his life. But he said, JT, I'm going to promise I'm going to get there for karaoke. And it went on and on and on. And then all of a sudden he goes, I'm here, man.
That's awesome.
And he did. He rolled in. He got right up on stage. And I will say this, two things about that. One is they were actually much better singers than Travis. Travis won that based on enthusiasm.
His performance was
the
brilliant.
stage presence was electric.
It's not really, when you think about it, it was the energy, it was the enthusiasm. Yeah. They were a lot better if you guys were there singers than he was.
Alfonso Ribeiro was incredible.
I mean, he's like Michael Jackson on stage.
It was ridiculous.
Or Prince, I guess.
Prince, singing Prince, yeah.
But anyway, and my favorite line of the entire weekend so far is, so Travis comes in hot, goes up on stage, kills Whitesnake, and then we give him this little crystal trophy microphone about the size of a water bottle, and he holds it up in his acceptance speech. He says, "This is the best thing that's happened to me all year."
This one's for you, Taylor.
And this one's for you, Taylor, which is great. And I haven't had a chance to check social media, but I assume that has gone viral.
It has. It's gone so viral that people have stolen videos, but it's gone very viral. Jonathan Thomas, CEO of American Century. We joked that I think that trophy for Travis Kelce, when Travis and Taylor get married, when they have their room/house of trophies and awards, that should go next to the Grammys. That's a musical award.
It is a
that
musical
should be
award.
next to the Grammys.
Has to be there.
It's on the same level, right?
Oh, it's right up there. I mean,
think so.
If you look at the people he's up against in terms of talent, not
Right.
necessarily musical talent.
I'd love to see Taylor Swift go and win a football contest.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great point. Yeah, to catch a pass or something.
Yeah,
no,
come on.
but no, and he's just such a performer and a good person too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love how he lives his life.
We talked about earlier in the show the phenomenon that is not necessarily the Kelce brothers, but really specifically almost Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
So yesterday he comes off the course and he's got security with him because there's a mob. Everybody's around him, and it's like 10 people deep to get autographs. And it was actually the security that had to say enough because he was over there signing and
He
signing.
kept going. Yeah.
He would have been there another 2 hours because as long as he was over there, it got bigger and bigger. It was crazy, and it's just I'm watching it, and I can't imagine that guy's life over the last 2 years to where now he's here, but he's one of the most popular people here at the tournament, and we joked that he might be the most popular offensive lineman in NFL history. Like, that is amazing to see him, and celebrities were walking by him, and everybody was mobbed around Jason Kelce and yelling Jason Kelce to have him sign their autograph.
Well, he's super grounded for sure. And, normally you kind of watch the arc of people's careers. Mm-hmm. And, generally they're either in slow decline or going up slowly. Hard to just stay steady. But he's had parabolic, exponential increase in his publicity and awareness and admiration for him. And you're right about offensive linemen. The first one we had Jonathan Ogden, I think, here at one point.
Yeah, because he let me. He allowed me to put on his Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
We were at dinner one night, and he was at the table with us.
Same ring
yeah,
size.
I put it on my. I put it on my pinky and ring finger, and it was still a little loose.
Yeah, and then Andrew Whitworth. Could not be a better guy. It's going back to the criteria of what we screened for. Won the Walter Payton Award. He's the only O-lineman we've ever had back for multiple years. Wow. And so he's here. This must be about his third year. And now Jason, I had a chance to talk with him the other night, and I said, I really appreciate you coming. And he says, I'm here because Travis tells me this will be the best week of my year. So I said, well, we're going to do our best to make it that way. But he seems to be having a great time.
How does I know you got to go, but how does somebody get an invite to this? Because they all talk about waiting to get the invite, and I finally got the invite.
Yeah, it's probably the hardest thing we do here is have to put together that list. Yeah. I mean, we've got 20 active athletes, 15 Hall of Famers, 10 MVPs, 4 Heisman Trophies winners. But maybe the weirdest or hardest part of it is we have 15 new players this year.
Yeah.
And in order to bring in 15 new players, I have to let go of 15 previous players. And there's a lot of drama behind the scenes there, but we got to keep this fresh. We got to keep it young. And I look at my names. I got John Carlson, Carlson Daly, Joe Flacco, Blake Griffin, Chris Harrison, Jason, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Kachuk. If you haven't interviewed him, by the way, you need to get him. He's unbelievable. And it just
Rob McElhaney.
Yeah, Rob McElhaney.
That's my favorite. That's who I don't geek out here. I did around Rob. That was the one time in a long time that I've been like, all right, I'm a little nervous around him.
So we really look at, again, how do you get invited? You got to be great in what you do, and you got to be a good person, and then there's got to be room, which is actually the hardest part. We have a list of hundreds of players that tell us, you can call me as late as Thursday night. And if there's an opening, if somebody drops down, I'm going to show up and play. We're like, okay. Yeah. And I feel bad, because I think a lot of people are actually keeping their calendars open. Yeah. But we don't have any drops ever. We have one this year, actually, Vinny, but normally we don't have anybody drop.
I did go to the clubhouse and asked if they had room for a single.
Okay.
I said I play fast.
Yeah.
If you need a single, I'm thought about walking.
He really did do that.
Well, then we have a list of I thought it was 217. Maybe we have a list of 218 people waiting to get on the course.
Yeah, we've called him Discount Miles Teller.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can kind of see with the mustache and the whole thing.
But very discounted.
Yeah.
Very discounted. Like it's a dented can and it's already on sale. It's all of that.
Yeah,
75% off. 75% off.
There you go. Jonathan Thomas, CEO of American Century. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for continuing to have this phenomenal company run the way that we would hope a lot of different companies would be run in this country, and continuing to sponsor this tournament. It's been a blast, and it's as well done as any event that anybody will find.
Thank you, guys. I really love that you're here. Appreciate it. I hope your viewers all are doing one last thing. ACC Fantasy Golf.
Yep.
Oh, I guess it's too late.
Well, they can do the individual days,
that's
so they
true.
can fill out tomorrow and Sunday still.
Yeah, so do that. 3 all expense paid trips every day, and then the overall winner gets $10,000 to their favorite charity.
Yeah, it's so cool. Jonathan, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.